Millions of people every single year visit London because it's the best city in the world. But there's many things that they should know before they visit London. Do not make these mistakes. Hello everyone, my name is Ben, 654th in line for the throne. I absolutely love London. I think it's the greatest city in the world. I've traveled all over the world. I've been to over 60 countries, but no city compares to London. So much history, there's so much to do. The food is, we're not going to talk about food, but London is great. Definitely try and get here one day in your life. Today I'm going to give you some tips on how to get the most out of your London trip. The last tip on this list is something that affects every single person that visits London, so definitely stick around to the end of the video. All right, the first thing we're gonna talk about is money, money, money. This is 20 quid. We don't use euros in England. If you bring your euros here, everybody's gonna laugh at you and they won't let you spend your euros. Also, don't bring US dollars because they don't accept it. When you visit some other countries, like when I went to Mexico, you can literally spend US dollars or pesos. We don't do that here. You absolutely need to have English pounds, Great British pounds, because we don't accept any other money. Did you know that you can see through our money? Look at that. Amazing. Definitely get British pounds before you come here. 99% of places will accept your contactless card, but try and have some cash just in case, because if you go to a market or something, then maybe they're gonna be cash only, but definitely get some Great British pounds. The next tip is make sure you have the right adapter, because this one, that's a US adapter. Look at that, pretty standard. This one, that's for Europe. Look at that, pretty standard again. But this one, look at that beautiful thing. That is a UK plug adapter. That's what it looks like. If you bring a Euro one or your American one, it won't work here. Look at that. How ugly is that? Make sure you have one. The next tip is for you Americans. If you bring your kids here and they are 18 years old, they can drink alcohol legally here. Obviously, they can't do that at home, but they can do it here. So yeah, that's up to you. The next tip is again for my American friends. Tipping. Tipping is something that I hate talking about tipping. I hate it so much because you spend your money how you want to, I'll spend my money how I want to, you know, like don't let anybody tell you how much you should tip or what you should tip. But in England, it's starting to creep in, to be honest. Like before, nobody tipped anywhere. But if you go to a nice restaurant, then they're gonna add an optional service charge, which if you wanna take it off, take it off. No one's gonna argue with you. But if you go to a pub, let's say you go to a pub, do not tip in a pub. I mean, you can if you want to, but you don't need to. No one's gonna argue with you if you don't, but it's not strange, but it's not expected. So tipping is, if you wanna do it, do it. If you don't wanna do it, then don't do it. And don't feel like you need to do it in England because we're not America. The next tip is take the London Underground. You can get anywhere in the city on the London Underground. You do not need to buy a ticket. Just have a contactless debit card and you can get on the tube. Definitely take the London Underground. You can walk the whole city. You're gonna be walking a lot. London is very walkable, but I feel like just do it for the experience. Like go on the London Underground just for the experience, but you don't need to buy a ticket. Just have your debit card and you can get on the tube. Another thing about the London Underground you need to know is one, it's very, very, very hot down there. It doesn't matter if it's the winter, it doesn't matter if it's snowing outside, you're gonna be very, very hot down there. The second tip is your phone will not work down there. We have zero cell phone service. We have zero phone network down there. You will not be able to use your phone in the London Underground. So make sure you know where you're going. Make sure you know where you need to get off before you go down there, because you can't look at your phone. You can't look at maps because we have no service down there. The next tip is when you come here, you're going to be speaking English. In England, this is a zebra crossing. Zebra crossing. It looks like a zebra, so we call it a zebra crossing. If you come here and say, no, this is a crosswalk. No, this is that. No, this is soccer. No, this is... Don't do that. We speak English in England. Speak English. I'm only joking, it's not that serious, but people will laugh at you if you say crosswalk. People will laugh at you if you say soccer. We're British, what do you expect? The next tip is, if you're not sure which area of London you are in, then look at the road signs. Of course, it's gonna tell you the name of the road, but it's also gonna give you the postcode. That's what we call zip codes. So if it says SW, you're in the southwest of London. If it says EC, you're in the east central London. It's gonna tell you which area of London you are in. Very, very useful. The next tip is, this is the sign for the London Underground. This is the sign for a train station. Make sure you know which one you are getting on, because if you buy a ticket for the London Underground, it's not going to work on the train. Of course, you can use your contactless payment to get in the train station and to get in the Underground station, but they're different tickets. They're not the same ticket. So if you have a train ticket, you won't be able to use it on the London Underground, and the other way around too. So make sure you follow this sign for the London Underground and this sign for a train station. The next tip is very important. Make sure you understand which area of London you are staying in. Yes, it's great to be next to landmarks and in famous places, but staying in Chelsea is going to be very different than staying in Brixton. If you don't believe me, this is what Chelsea looks like. And this is what Brixton looks like. They are not the same places. Make sure you read the reviews of the hotel, because maybe the hotel is beautiful, but the area is not. There's some places in London where I don't want to be at nighttime. I don't want to be when it's dark. Make sure you understand which area you're staying in. What about fish and chips? Of course, when you go to London, you have to eat fish and chips. It's the rules. You have to obey the rules. One tip I'll give you about fish and chips is the closer the fish and chip shop is to a landmark, the worse the fish and chips are going to be. So if you're at Buckingham Palace and there's a fish and chip shop around the corner, don't go there. It's not going to be that good. I'll give you a perfect example. If you go to the Tower of London, there's like 3 fish and chip shops literally where people line up. Don't go there. It's not that good. You're going to see a long line of tourists trying to get fish and chips, but it's not going to be that good. It's not going to be that authentic. So try and go somewhere not touristy to get your fish and chips. I think this tip goes for every city, not just London, but buy your tickets online because you're going to save so much money. The example that I love to give is the London Eye. So the London Eye is an iconic place in London. Many tourists like to do it. Only tourists do the London Eye. You're never ever going to see a Londoner on the London Eye. But if you went there and you bought a ticket, you're going to pay £45. £45 to go on the London Eye. It takes 30 minutes to go around. When you pay £45, you are going to be in the pod with 40 to 50 people. If you want your own pod, just your family, it's going to cost £800. It's crazy. If you buy your tickets online, you can definitely get it way cheaper than that. So try and buy your tickets online in advance. And also theater shows. Theater shows don't have to be as expensive as you think. You can definitely get some great deals, sometimes last minute too. Definitely don't rule out a theater show because you think it's so expensive. You can get some great prices. So look online to see what price you can get on theater tickets, because you can sometimes get tickets for like 20, 30 pounds, which is a great price. And they're really cool shows. They're so iconic, the West End in London. So try and see a show if you can. All right, this is the last tip. And this is something that I think every single tourist should know when they visit England. There are 6 airports with London in their name. Do you know how many are in London? 1. 1 airport is in London, but there are 6 with London in its name. Can you believe that? It's crazy. Usually people enter the UK through London Gatwick Airport or London Heathrow Airport. Neither of these airports are in London. Yeah, people don't know this until they arrive. Literally, when you arrive to Gatwick, it will say, go to London in 30 minutes on the train. People literally look at the sign and say, but we're in London now. You are not in London if you go to London Gatwick or London Heathrow Airport. London Gatwick Airport is 30 miles away from central London. London Heathrow Airport is 15 miles away from central London. And the worst one, London Luton Airport is 35 miles away from central London. It's an absolute joke. I have no idea how they can legally call London Luton Airport, because it's nowhere near London. There is one airport inside London. It's called London City Airport. I've never been there. I have no idea what flights go there. And people usually go to London Heathrow or London Gatwick Airport. They are not in London. Please do your research. Please make sure you know which airport you're flying into and where it is. Because if you arrive at London Gatwick Airport at midnight, there are not many ways to get to London at midnight from London Gatwick Airport. It's going to be very expensive to take a taxi. The trains are finished. There's no underground at London Gatwick Airport, same as Heathrow. You need to know how you're getting to London when you arrive in England. I wish there was a notification that just popped up every single time someone booked a flight to London. I wish it popped up and said, this airport's not in London, do you know that? I wish it said that, because the amount of times that I've been to London Heathrow and London Gatwick Airport and I've seen tourists saying, 30 minutes to London? Yeah, you are not in London. You need to make sure you know how you're getting to London. Please don't arrive at 11 o'clock at night and think, I'm just gonna walk outside and be in London. you're not in London, please make sure you have a way to get to London when you arrive in London. Just before I go, here's a bonus tip when you visit London. Don't stay in London. England is so much more than London. There's so many places that you can take a day trip to or that you can spend a few days in. If you're in London for 10 days or 2 weeks, you have plenty of time to see London and also see other cities. I can give you some examples: Brighton, Bath, Oxford, Cambridge, Canterbury. These are all places that you can take day trips to, and you can go there and stay there for a few days too, because 2 weeks in London, you can definitely do it. There's a lot to see, there's a lot to do, but go and see other places. Don't stay in London. There's so much that England has to offer outside of London. So those are my tips from a British gentleman. There's my hat. The next time you visit London, don't forget this very important information. I hope this video was helpful to you. Definitely plan a trip to London, the greatest city in the whole world. Let me know if you want me to be your tour guide. But if you have any tips to add, if you think I missed anything, then please let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.